Well, hey everybody. Welcome back to the Tiny Island Maine channel. Thank you so much for visiting, whether it's your first time or your 11th. Considering I only have a couple hundred subs, you may have never been here before, most likely. Okay, today we're going to talk about this baby. Just when I thought I was out, it pulls me back in. I had just made a sizable purchase, and I said I'm done for a while. And then I was watching a YouTube channel, and the guy was selling some knives, and this was part of the assortment that he had. And I've been looking for a knife like this for a while, but let's not go too crazy. So, got a nice little magnetic box here from Boker Plus. The plus makes a difference, I guess. You open it. This is how it came. He mentioned it was basically brand new in box. Basically all this stuff is, he just reviews knives a lot, does a super job. His name, just to get this right up from the beginning, is Keith Kevin Ken. He has a nice YouTube channel. He's a real gentleman, doesn't blow any smoke. He's just honest and open and has a great attitude about things, and very enjoyable to watch. And he does some knife sales, so if you go to his channel and check out, there might be some of these left. He just had a big knife sale, so let's see if that's actually coming. Yeah, here they are here. So go check them out. He's a great guy, and he's definitely worth watching, and I would give him a sub because he's a good guy. Okay, enough about Kevin. So this is the bag that it originally came in, the knife, I guess. Here's the original warranty card, not filled out if I want to fill it out. And then here it is. This is a Boker Kwaiken. This has the carbon fiber scale. Get this out of the way too. And you can see this has just a beautifully design to it. It's in the blade shape. It comes down to a very acute tip, then it flares out, and then it goes back to a swedge, and then it flares out again. Nice liner lock. This is really a work of art to me. I just think it's super. It's a nice back spacer, and I'm not a carbon fiber expert, but I think that is some nice quality carbon fiber. So, and that is screwed onto the steel liners, which are then screwed onto the frame. It has a serial number. Let me try to put it the right way. Did I? Wait a minute, I'm looking through the camera. Yep, number 531, 0531. I'm guessing there was 1,000, but maybe there was more. If you know, please comment. I would like to know. So, this is a big knife. Let me open it up here first of all. Hold on. All right, so there we go. You've got a 3.5-inch blade. I think it's, just take a quick peek here. It's over 8 inches. So that's 8.25 inches from tip to butt there. So they do make this also in a mini version these days. So I think this was called a gentleman's carry, but I think the smaller size would be a better everyday carry size. But this thing is just beautiful. Now, so look at the shape of that. This is called the Kwaiken. Sorry if I didn't say that earlier. The Boker Plus Kwaiken, and it's designed with, I'm going to forget his first name, Burnley. I think it's Chris Burnley, designs knives and other cool things that for everyday carry. He's pretty well known. I don't know a ton about him. Obviously, I don't know his first name for sure, but if you do, please comment below. It's VG10 steel, so not a groundbreaking, oh, here's a super steel, but I like VG10. It's sharp as hell on this knife, and then it strops back nicely. It also has this IKBS bearing system. There's the little logo for it. This means that there are a lot of bearings in here in a raceway. They're not caged bearings. They're like there's 20 bearings on each side of the blade, and they're in there loose. So when you take this apart, before you take it apart, if you ever have one of these, get one of these, go watch the Nick Shabazz, another great YouTube channel I'm sure everybody knows about. Go watch his disassembly of this, because in true Nick fashion, he gives you the skinny on the challenges. Let me just clean this off a little bit. I've been playing with this a lot. The challenges of taking this thing apart, keeping track of all those little bearings running around, and then putting it back together. So I strongly suggest watching that. Okay, so this is beautifully hollow ground with a satin finish to it. Look at how beautiful. The edge is fantastic. I mean, this is just a really, really nice knife. And I got it yesterday. Today is the 20th of May, 2025, and I love it. So let me say here, Kevin, thank you so much for putting this up for sale, because I just love this. I have seen this knife and knives like it. I just love this shape of the blade. This, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of an Asian-inspired katana. Doesn't have the tanto to it, but that upswept, I don't know, is it called a trailing point? I've said this before, I'm no expert. Please correct me if I'm off on any of this stuff in the comments. I'm not ashamed or too proud to admit I don't know what the hell's going on. But this just has always intrigued me, and I've wanted a knife like this, but I never pulled the trigger. And when this came up on his video, I said, oh man, that's it. I did a quick little research on it. And again, some people like it, some people don't. You're always going to see that, but it spoke to me. The price was right. These retail, full retail, for like $235. You can find them for, I don't know, $150 to $170, $80, depending on the finish on the handles. They are still making this full size and the mini in titanium handle scales, or titanium frame, etc. The G10 scales, a few different colors and so on. So it's out there. If you want it, it's available. I am going to carry this. I'm going to use it like all my knives. It's got a decent pocket clip. It does stick out a fair amount, so this is not too discreet. But man, if I had this, you know, in my suit or my tux, I have to dress up in a tux every once in a while, I would definitely be very happy to take this out and slice open the bag of chips or whatever at the event. So here's the lockup on it. It is, let's see if I can get in there. It's right there. It's, I don't know, 50%, 40%. So I'm sure that'll move over a little as time goes on, but it's just really nice. Now, this is not a drop shutty knife. It's smooth as silk, but you have to, since the blade is much lighter than the handle, the blade's not too heavy, so it takes a little shaking to get it down. Now, this is one of the original, if I'm not mistaken, again, correct me, but this does not have any jimping on the flipper tab. Right here, the newer versions have 2 or 3 lines of jimping, which I think does improve it a little bit. I failed this. It's just getting used to it, but I have failed this a couple of times because I'm just not used to it. But you have to have that good positive light switch, or whatever that's called. Light switch, I think. So, no, but look at that. Beautiful, just compact. Everything is. The only thing that sticks out is a little shark fin here, which is kind of cool too. I like that. All right, let's show you a comparison, because again, like I say, this is not a small knife. Here's my latest acquisition, my Grimsmo, which is again a big honking knife, and look, they're just about the same. They're just about the same length, give or take a millimeter or two, I think, except this blade is, I don't know, 1 inch tall or something like that. And this one is this really super, this is hollow ground as well. And I have been using this. I'm carrying and using it. It's beautiful. It's really, really nice. Again, either one of these, you don't want to just, you know, go flashing around too much unless you're with knife people, but that's why I keep a Swiss Army knife in my other pocket usually. Here's a little guy. Here's my Quiet Carry Drift with the not a PVD, whatever they call this coating. I forget. I love it, though. It's got the knurling on the handle. This is a beautiful knife, too. But this one, oops. Let me get the... I always try to line up the pivots. I know some people like to put the tips or the tails, so they push them like this. I like to line up the pivots just so you get a good idea of... in relation to the blade length and so on. So, obviously much smaller. These two right there. There's a hold on, I got a PM2 here. I think the PM2 is probably just as big. Boom. So the PM2 is a tiny bit smaller. Look at that. Let me move this up. Put this here right next to it. There's the pivot. There's the pivot, I think. Okay. So, there you go. Just, maybe it is the same. Maybe just a smidge less of the blade. Cutting edge on this is fantastic, too. Okay, so let's show some cutting. Because that's what this baby does. I think this is sort of considered by... designed to be a tactical knife, maybe, that if you wanted to really tactically cut a watermelon, this would go in and slice like nobody's business, because that hollow point and the thinness of the blade. But what I appreciate is the strength from both the thickness here and the thickness here. But look at that tip. Oh, finite. Okay, here's a typical LL Bean cheapo catalog page. Very flimsy, very thin material. That could be me, but beautiful. Sweet. I will try to do an S cut. I'm not good at those at all, but let's try it. No, I don't think, no, I can't. All right, hold on. This is mostly me. The knife is sharp. So I'm just sitting there cutting paper sometimes, and it glides through like nobody's business. All right, one more try here. All right, well, that's that. Okay, so it is sharp. Take my word for it. It's a beauty. I'm just not giving it its due. Okay, so that's my little blurb on there. I don't know what else to say except that look at how beautifully this closes too. The fit and finish, the tolerances, boom, centering, beautiful. Love it, love it. Like, I don't really sell knives, so this will be staying in my collection and going down to my kids, I guess. And maybe someday they'll pass it on to my grandchildren. We'll see what happens. The back spacer's nice. I think I did talk about that. But again, everything is so smooth, so beautiful, and not really chamfered a lot. Seems more like square corners, but very, very nice. And again, shout out to Keith, Kevin, Ken. You, sir, are a gentleman. Okay, thanks for watching. Be nice to other people. It's a crazy world out there. And have a great summer ahead.